Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strobank Show from the Rated R Studios. I got my man Rowdy Ray.
Come on, Levi. We got a lot to get into, bro. We got a lot to get into, bro. No. We gonna get into it.
We going right into it. No need for an intro.
We going in raw.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, we got Papa Schroeder right here. We got a Rowdy Ray right here.
Hey, we just minus EDJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can make it short. Minus EDJ.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on in Kansas City though. After the voting, we have elected to change the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard
Paseo.
back to the Paseo.
Paseo. The way it's gonna be. When I die, that shit better be Paseo. I was born with that shit being Paseo. I need to see that in my lifetime. It need to stay Paseo.
Word.
I feel it.
That's how I feel. You know,
I respect what it is. I hope it continues to stay Paseo too, but I'm not opposed to it being Martin Luther King Boulevard.
all I said was just choose a different street. That's all.
Yeah,
that was
I
my
agree with
main
that.
thing. Choose a different street. There's plenty of other quote unquote bad streets you can name Martin Luther King after. They always do it, right?
Yeah.
Every major city in America, Martin Luther King Street is the worst street or top 5 worst streets in that city.
Absolutely.
Right? All right, that's the case. Let's go with Jackson. Let's go with Cleveland. Or if you really want to clean up and make a better image for Martin Luther King's name, let's change it to Truce. We all know the racial stigma behind Truce. White people for years wouldn't dream of crossing Truce. You get it? Yeah, I'm nice with it. And guess what? Truce is cleaning up. It's cleaning up. They having whole little small festivals and shit.
Yeah, we
they
were
got
talking about it. The
Truce
couple
Palooza,
episodes
yeah.
ago,
Bro, they got brand new, the old bread, Wonder Bread. They done turned them in the fucking lofts. The old Wonder Bread factory. Yeah, they done turned them shits in the lofts. Truce ain't Truce no more. Truce ain't what people think it used to be. So
I
let's
mean, that's very true.
let's go ahead and keep changing the stigma of Truce. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I
but
feel it.
what is the problem with changing the name of Paseo? Does the name Paseo matter?
Technically,
That's what I'm
honestly,
that's what I want to
nah.
get to.
Yes and no. You know what I'm saying? Yes and no.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's part of.
Because are we upholding the actual name of Paseo in the meaning, or are we upholding the memories that you associate with Paseo?
Yes, and
Definitely,
I don't want to
yeah.
change the name of these memories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Word.
yeah, I was on, because like, let's just say in 20 years, because I used to live on Paseo, and me trying to explain this to my kids, like, I used to live on Paseo, and my kids gonna look at me like I'm dumb, because they be like, you mean Martin Luther King Drive? No, kids, that's Paseo.
No, they're not even going to know what you're talking about. They're going to be like, what's Paseo?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What's Paseo,
Where's
Dad?
that at?
Exactly. Not knowing, I used to stay on 57th to Paseo, right
But
across
here-
the street from fucking Paul's Liquor.
But here's what I'm saying. Even when you talk to your kids about that, it's not like saying, okay, because it's Martin Luther King or because it's Martin Luther King Boulevard, it's bad. Like it doesn't hold the same weight. Like it's not wrong. It's not bad to say that what is now Martin Luther King Boulevard was once where your dad stayed. I don't see the difference. I don't see I don't see where the issue lies with that.
The main thing is just, I don't understand the actual point.
What I'm saying is, if you are gonna change the name of it, I'd rather it be Martin Luther King Boulevard. If that's something you're gonna do,
All right, yeah, if
I'm
it's
cool with it
inevitable,
being Martin Luther King Boulevard.
but just did it have to be changed? I really felt like this was unnecessary.
Would you care if it was something you did, if it was somewhere you didn't live? Would you care if it was like you said, Truth? You said you cool with it being Truth
Cool with
or
it being
somewhere
on
else?
Truth.
Like, are you cool?
But this
with
whole thing, I grew up right off of Cleveland. I grew up right off of Jackson. I wouldn't care because, okay, if we're gonna keep the trend of bad like neighborhoods that Martin Luther King street is in, then yeah, let's keep that trend going. Let's change it. That's all I'm trying
Fair
to get
enough,
to.
but I don't think that's people's main concern. I honestly don't.
Now, I get it.
I think y'all not gonna change the street of Paseo.
And I get it. Like,
And I think that's a smokescreen. Let's give Martin Luther King a better neighborhood. I think that's a smokescreen, honestly.
you know, you might honestly, you might be right, and like kind of like what you're saying. A street is just a street, right? So what's the point of changing the name of the street?
Absolutely, I'm 100% with you.
Because this is
'Cause
needless
there was
spending.
no point.
This is needless spending.
was no
There's
point.
so much other shit, bro. There's so many potholes in this city. If
And
y'all
like
don't
you
get to
said,
that shit,
honestly, I'd rather have a Martin Luther King Boulevard up where we stay, up here in the north. For
up
real,
north, fuck, put
that's
it out
gonna-
south.
That's gonna mean some shit.
Exactly, where people feel completely safe and comfortable.
Yeah,
You
even
gonna
if
hear-
it's not black. Like I I want white people, high key, I want white people to look up at the street and say, we live on the street where a black person's name is. We live on Martin Luther King Boulevard. I want them to see that shit. That's gonna mean a lot more to me. I think I agree with you. I think it's pointless to change Paseo, but at the same time, I just don't see anything wrong with it.
It's just, and then this is the whole thing too, right? Just me growing up in that neighborhood, right? Paseo, you're gonna hear a lot of sirens, right? That causes alarm. I don't want to associate Martin Luther King with alarm, like unsafe feeling alarm. You know what I'm saying? Like distress. I don't want to associate that. Let's make it better. I want something. If you're really going to honor this man's name, let's really honor his name. Don't pussyfoot with it. Honor the man's name. Don't give him a street like Paseo. Really a street like Paseo, dog. Like, that's disrespectful. If we talking about disrespect, then we're taking the name down.
It is disrespectful. But
let's give him a better
niggas do not care about that shit.
That's actual fact.
Niggas do not care about that.
Because I seen somebody say,
don't change Paseo.
That's actually a fact.
But that's important, though.
They could have changed Ward Parkway. They could have changed Warnell.
Absolutely.
These better street names. You know what I'm saying? Where it's clean, where it's safe. We know it's safe on those streets. Why don't we do it that way? I want to see the dream, right?
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's a fair point.
It's silly because that was my main point when I was talking about truths, because literally you're just saying a full integration on truths, black and white and Hispanic all living together on this one street. That's what he was supposed to encapsulate, right? That's what we going for. Let's do that. But no, now we didn't turn it into just I like the street this way, or I like the street this way. We didn't turn it into something stupid when it could have been better.
It's definitely a silly debate.
It's fucking dumb.
Just to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit with nobody fucking tripped out when they changed the name of the bridge to the Kit Bond Bridge.
I was annoyed.
I mean,
I didn't trip out, but I was annoyed.
But there was not a reaction like
That's
this.
a fact, because it should have stayed to Paseo.
Oh, hell yeah. Exactly. But
fuck Kit Bond.
But at the same time, that didn't make national news. Yeah, fuck Kit Bond. But that didn't make national news, because the first place that I saw this at was actually from the New York Times. Wow. And immediately, I think that was when you was down in Houston with me, because I said that's exactly what they're gonna fucking paint.
They're gonna try to paint us as an intolerant city.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here. Y'all wasn't here.
Right. And I knew exactly when I saw the article
is it more
from the New York Times that's exactly what, was the picture that was going to be painted of Kansas City.
Do you think it's more intolerant than, because I feel like they're painting, I think that headline screams, niggas oppose Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. To me, that's what it screams out.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that's basically what it is. It's trying to sensationalize, essentially hate sales. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dysfunction.
Well, and it's just even just in the past week. So we had that. And then earlier in the week, we had a little bit of craze with the Kansas City Star telling Chiefs fans, all right, y'all need to cut out that tomahawk chop, and that's not okay. And so this week has kind of all been,
a lot of racial turbulence.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah. And then we all know.
Where do you stand with that?
Yeah, as the resident Native American on the podcast.
What the fuck is wrong with the tomahawk chop? I don't get it. One thing that I'll never get, okay, with the Redskins, I get it. Change that name. That's not okay.
Chief Wahoo, definitely. Because that's a caricature
exactly.
of Native American.
And I don't know if it was this year or it's next year, but they're getting rid of Chief
Wahoo.
Yeah,
Chief Wahoo's out of here.
He's gone. So they did something right with that. The Redskins, they need to change their name.
Dan Snyder is not budging, bro.
But at least a little bit more, not insensitive name like that. With the Chiefs, what is insensitive about the Chiefs? Does anyone honestly think that is... Because, at the same time, then you have to say... I feel
king.
like...
It's the royalty of...
It is.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially Kansas City, that's probably been our theme.
And that's a salute to me. That's more of a salute than
it is to... But low-key, I kind of... Just to play devil's advocate myself, right? I get it on the Native Americans part, because at the same time, now you want to hold this up in regality?
Because they feel mocked.
Exactly, because I was just you just called us savages 100 years ago, and now this shit is cool? All right, bro, that's where we at with it.
Billionaire white men at the helm of
it. And then you got all these white people taking our culture, doing the fucking possibly.
I feel it. Hey,
I'm just saying. I can understand if they feel away.
When we put it like that, I feel it.
I get it.
I do too. Yeah,
When
I feel you.
When they feel away, I understand.
Yeah,
I
get it.
completely understand.
If they have to change I'm gonna be mad a little bit, but
Hey.
I'm gonna fuck with the people on that.
Hey.
I'm gonna fuck with the native people on that.
I totally feel you. And if you do feel that way, I don't think that it's wrong that you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're saying, that explaining it that way, I totally get that, of the mocking type of thing. Like,
yeah, it's
that
backhanded.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Right. But at the same time, like, I think there's other ones that are a lot more than that. There's also, look at the Atlanta Braves, they tomahawk chop.
That's a fact.
We're not the only ones.
The Florida State Seminoles.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to say. I think there needs to be more of a, what is the collective opinion? I don't think that we know. And that's another thing with a lot of these things, when they're talking about, oh, you need to stop tomahawk chopping. Who wrote this article? Now
I was just about to ask that. I was just about to ask
some
that.
white dude that wrote this article. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want that opinion.
Facts.
I want somebody from the reservation writing an article about this. That, you know, and I mean, even me, like, I have a roll number, but I'm not, like, I'm as in touch as I can be with that, you know, side. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, I don't want to form my own. It's kind of like what Randy was saying with the Paseo early. I'm not sure if that was on or off air, but I don't feel like I can make my own judgment call on that because I'm not there. I'm not with, you know.
Yeah.
So
that was off air.
Okay.
Yeah, that was off air. I feel that though.
But
it makes a lot of sense.
I want to know, what does, you know, if I go out to the closest reservations out in Lawrence, if I go out there and ask 100 people how they feel about the Chiefs name or tomahawk chopping, and I get a majority response of they need to change that shit. Okay,
my opinion swayed at that point.
Okay, I feel you.
The only way I'm cool with a white person writing it is if they did do that and reached out to the Native Americans. And
fair enough.
Like
yeah,
that's the only way.
You
I'm
did your
cool
research
with
at that point.
Yeah, you did your research, and you're giving a voice to the voiceless.
You're not just popping an article and trying to get a bunch of reads and likes and, you know what I'm saying, clicks.
Cause dissension.
Exactly, because I mean, I think that's all that article was, and honestly, I didn't even read it. I just read the headline. So.
Oh shit.
But shit like that, I mean, I don't know.
I get it though. I mean, it's basically making a whole race a character in a sense, cause you're like doing the moves and, you know, I don't know. I can understand it. I
can see that. At the same time, like, I also feel like, though, like, in Kansas City, we don't get, I don't know about other teams that are, you know, based around Native American, but us, I don't think we get too over the top with it.
No.
It's not like a dude dressed up as an Indian comes out on the horse, like back in the day it was, but, you know, it's just some chick and really in like a cowboy outfit that runs out on the horse, throws the flag in the ground. Like, there's nothing that's too crazy. We got our drum that we beat, and yeah, we tomahawk chop. That's about the closest we get to anything that's, you know, kind of bringing out the actual culture, you know, and using that as
I mean, it's just one of those things where if a majority of a certain group say that's offensive to me, then we need to act accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And change what we're doing.
I totally agree with that. And that, basically my opinion on that.
But I mean, to go back to the Paseo MLK Boulevard, what I said off the air was, my opinion really, I feel it counts. I mean, I have an opinion.
As a Kansas Citian.
As a Kansas City, I have an opinion. But at the end of the day, I didn't spend the majority of my days or any of my days on Paseo. So my opinion compared to that of someone that actually lived there doesn't really hold the same amount of weight. So I'm going to always defer to somebody that lived on Paseo that has an opinion about that. So for those of you that do feel outraged or indifferent about Paseo being renamed, hey, y'all got it. I'm going to defer to y'all on that one. Yeah. So
honestly, bro, this week has been
it's all love.
It's kind of been an upheaval. It's just been a lot of, like, you know, how can I put it? A lot of dissension. People been upset a lot this week, bro. Fucking the whole T.I. and his daughter situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause this was all within what, literally like a 5-day span.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm just waiting for the next like dramatic event to come up because it's coming.
I mean, it's what sells. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
That's what
everything
they
is
wanna put
just
out.
extremely dramatized.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just because we're more aware of the shit now.
I mean, I think it's been like that. I mean, it's been like that for some years.
Yeah,
now, you know
nah.
what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
Cause like, bro,
And if you think about what he was talking about, I mean,
there's no way he can paint a pretty picture of it.
you can't paint a pretty picture. You're talking about women. It's dealing with a woman's body
And that's
that
hot
sparks
subject.
the Me Too. Like, it's just a lot of stuff going on in there, and it's gonna light a lot of fuses,
Yeah, that's gaslighting like a motherfucker.
and rightfully so.
Oh yeah, I'm not
You know
saying
what
they
I
don't
mean?
have a reason to be
Rightfully
pressed
so,
about
bro,
it or
like-
anything like that. It's,
And to give background, T.I. was in an interview and said that since the age of 16, he's been going to the gynecologist with his daughter and getting a checkup on her hymen to
ensure of her virginity. essentially.
ensure of her virginity.
Which is beyond weird.
Very weird.
over the top, for sure.
The king of the South fucked up.
Yeah.
To know me is to know I am a huge T.I. fan. That's one of my favorite rappers. Like him and Ross, like those are my guys. But you gotta talk about your heroes fucking up. My hero fucked up.
Yeah, it wouldn't. The good thing is that like it's like at that midpoint between like a minor faux pas and a major fuck up.
Absolutely.
Because like that's some like that screams some like detrimental behavior, but at the same time like a lot of niggas really relate to that and like for bad reasoning, to be honest.
Yeah.
To me, because like a lot of times like niggas know that karma wheels on its way around, and that's weird that like niggas be looking at their daughter as like some type of karmic retribution. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't. Like that is a person with free will and they're going to make their choices. All you can do is give them good guidelines and let them do what
They're
they're
their
going
own
to do.
person.
Because
And teach.
yeah, that's it.
know, yeah.
Because like what Randy was saying earlier off the air, he was saying, look, all you can do is give her the game and play the back. When she bump her head, come and like let her come home and rub that motherfucker. Put a little Neo on it and be like, look, I tried to tell you, you found out, we all good. Because this is the whole thing. Because I was saying this shit, bruh. When you doing like helicopter parent shit like that, the second they get like an ounce of freedom from you, they go wild.
Yep.
They almost as bad as preacher's kids.
Yep.
Cause whenever she step
Same
on
concept,
real shit,
Yeah.
bro, whatever college campus she step on, that's open season. Especially that's T.I. daughter too. Shit, I'm the king of the South now. How much you want to bet somebody? I swear to God, how much you want to bet somebody like do some fuck shit, record them beating cheeks, and be like, yeah, I'm the king of the South now. Look at me.
Yeah,
hope
especially
not,
this
man.
day and age we live in, though.
Oh yeah,
You know what
no,
I'm
in this
saying?
day and age, hell yeah. Anytime, like, and bro, nothing's sacred anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing's private. Everybody wants to be on live,
And
broadcasting in some way.
That's not beyond. Like I can see that happening. Like I was telling Ray, I don't think this is something that any nigga is gonna look at and say, man, you know what? I ain't gonna bump trap music because of what this nigga T.I.
Oh
said.
no, that's he not getting canceled.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's just one of those things where niggas heard it and was like, oh nigga, you need to fix that.
Expeditiously.
Expeditious.
Hey, nah, you know what's something though? Like you was saying earlier, bro. Are niggas keeping that same energy for their sons?
Exactly.
Nah, like you gonna let your son be a little whore out here
Like when when is it wilding out for the dudes?
because
Have you no decorum? Have we no decorum?
real
Like,
shit. Because I said it. I was like, men smut themselves out so easily. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's
literally, like bro, how a lot of dudes that pull chicks, they will come with like some of the thirstiest message.
Yep.
That's some hoe shit. Like you smutting yourself out. You don't have no coof. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no real regard. You not selective with who you share your body with.
And that's one of the things I'm starting to really realize is how a lot of things is sexualized, man. And a lot of lines get blurred under, I guess, the guise of being a man. That, like, okay, because I'm a man, I need to have a whole bunch of sex. And honestly, like, it's so easy to lose yourself in that shit.
Yep.
Like, that's why you really got to stay, like, true to your, I don't want to say identity because I feel like that's kind of boxes you in, but just stay true to who you are and who you're trying to become.
Who you're trying to become, who you're going to be, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that because like a lot of times like dudes get so lost in this, I don't know, like hypersexualized culture because now it's going both ways. Like everybody having tons of sex, yo. And, like I feel like people are really losing themselves in other people. And like becoming
That's
like,
a fact.
And like at that point you just a reflection of a you know, so on and so forth. So like whoever that person originally was reflecting, like
Sexception.
Everybody.
Sexception. Yo, hard. Hey, brand that shit.
Bro. But for real though.
Man, Schroeder came in with a word, bro.
Man,
That
but
shit was a bar. Nah, cause Ravion know I fuck with words, bro.
Yeah, dog.
That shit was a bar,
Cause
dog.
also, you should have said. He didn't even think he said some cool shit. He was like, "Yeah,
No.
It's, oh,
Shit.
ooh.
Me, Ray, like,
Lucky Randy ain't got a hat on.
Oh,
When he
God.
started hitting this man, Levi, stop it.
get out of there. What else?
Mama, there goes that man.
What else? Talk to him.
But and then at some point, you know, it's like it's social status. You know what I'm saying? Like you were just trying to like get my numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man, bro, that's weird. Like you're treating people
Hell
like a
yeah, it's
statistic.
weird.
What
Yes.
the fuck?
And that's
hell
how.
yeah, that's weird.
You taking the humanity out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that's weird. Have we not? Do we all not
But
realize how weird that is?
When everybody's just a reflection of a reflection of a reflection, where's the humanity in it?
Yeah,
anyways?
like
You know what I'm
where's the
saying?
source?
Yeah,
You right, bro.
That's real.
you just got a bunch of lost souls going
Yo.
around just fucking everything.
Dead
Like,
ass, bro. It's like a whole bunch of people. Like imagine, I'm gonna use this as a good analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a whole bunch of extension cords, and they all hooking up to each other, and that bitch a mile long. Where is the original
Where's
plug?
the source?
Where is the plug?
Yeah.
Where's the real plug? We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. And if so, that plug is trashed.
And then when you really, you know what fucked me up, like first and foremost in fucking health class, like at the beginning when you're learning about all the shit, when they was like saying how basically whoever you slept with, you slept
also-
with everyone they slept with. So like that's another reason to be even more selective. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
I mean,
and this is the whole thing. In no way, shape, or form am I saying, like, am I slut shaming people?
Hell
I'm
no.
saying, look, if you want to be free with your body, be free. But, like, vet these people. Vet
Right.
these people,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Like, know who you're laying down with.
Sex is natural. It's instinctual. Don't be afraid or ashamed of it. But there's no fucking way we were meant to do this much shit. There's no way we were meant to just
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
lose the humanity in people and just
Exactly. There was no way that we
water
were
them
supposed
down under just sex. Like
to... Exactly.
that's terrible.
Because basically, bro, people out here masturbating with each other. That's it. You just using each other to masturbate. That is it.
Yeah.
that's actually a really good way to put it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not really.
You don't
You're
care
not
about that
into each
person.
other. Yeah,
you know their
right.
name.
Right.
What's their favorite color? What's their favorite food?
Right.
You don't know.
Exactly.
How'd they grow up? Where'd they grow up? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if so, do you care? Do you care at
Right.
all? And I'm not trying to sound like no sab sucker or oh, you need to be in love with your partner. And no. But
At
you
least
should
know them.
You know what I'm saying?
It's great to understand where you're at, but also try to go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, and I mean, like, we're not saying that you're not allowed to make mistakes. Everybody makes like some mistakes along the way. You don't have to be perfect. We're just saying that, like, learn. You know what I mean? Just keep learning and growing throughout, because everybody's gonna go through a time period in their life where they ain't got it all together and they're doing shit out of just doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And whether that is whatever it is, this case pertaining to talking about being with a lot of people, like, just learn from it and continue to grow and make yourself better from every situation you're in.
Exactly.
And I don't want to come off as like we trying to preach to people, bro, because we're really not.
No, not at all.
This is a self-help podcast. As far as this is self-medicine, bro. Like
I'm hashtagging that self-help podcast.
yeah, like bro, cause man, like I don't want it to seem like we on this soapbox and trying to preach to nobody.
Right.
We just like y'all. We just got mics.
Showbanks ASMR coming soon. You're great. You're doing great things. Keep going. You're appreciated.
Repeat after me. I will love myself today.
The power within. The power within. Oh, no, bro. But yeah, that's basically all we talking about is just get back to self-love.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that's kind of been the theme of the past like 2 years. I want to keep that shit going, bro, because that shit beautiful. I want people to really love themselves, not just for show. Really love themselves.
And
love yourselves when nobody can see it.
Hell yeah, and that's part of like the culture we live in today. You know, you like I was saying earlier, social status. You doing everything for social status. You know, like how cool will I look on IG if I do this? How many likes am I gonna get on the book if I do this? How, you know what I'm saying?
So on and so
it's
forth.
all about that shit.
Yeah, and this is the whole.
And it doesn't help with all the platforms how they set all of them up.
And I'm not saying that like, you know, oh, well, like you need to be self-sufficient and do it all. No, if you have to use certain modalities to get to that point, that's fine. If you have to go see a therapist, do it. If you need some type of mantras or affirmations to get you through it, do it. If you need some type of, I hope not pharmaceutical drugs, but if so, do it.
Right.
Like anything to help you get back to yourself as you know it.
That's a fact.
Or not even as you know it, as you're going to know it. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you out of touch with self. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as you're going to know, do that shit, please. Not just for the sake of you, for us too. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little selfish on my part because like when people feel better, I feel better.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, why can't we all help each other feel better?
Oh yeah, it's just, you know, a lot of, like, you know, people, they be like, oh, that's an ulterior motive. You're selfish. You just want them to feel better just so that way you'll feel better. Yeah,
Hey, man, fuck that.
Literally, bro, we're reward based people.
I mean, that's
I'm not
very
gonna.
true.
It's rare when you see somebody do something for the sake of doing it.
We're puppies.
That ass. Hyper, like I always say, we're hyper intelligent animals, bro.
I mean, that's exactly what we are.
An incentive based system. That's all we do.
Can we talk about how that self-love shit isn't all sunshine and roses though?
Yes.
Can we like
Let's
really,
get to the
can
dark
we-
side
can we
of
get in
it.
That shit?
Yes.
Because to love yourself is to know yourself, and to know yourself is to really delve into how fucked up you are.
Yes. See? Nah, bro. Because a lot of times, everybody always preaching this love and light shit. Nah, I want motherfuckers to look at they shadow. Look at the dark side. And I'm not even talking about just a humanity, period, and realize that you need that shit. You need the dark to know what the fuck the light is. They cannot exist without each other.
Yin and yang.
Exactly. You need it. Motherfuckers be like, well, I'm, only positivity and no. I need a little
That's
negativity.
not realistic.
It's not realistic, and I need a little bit of negativity to balance it out.
Because people don't understand what positive vibes is.
Exactly.
Positive vibes is just not letting the negative vibes take you under
You ever ate a
and
grapefruit?
drowning you.
And y'all ever ate a grapefruit?
Yeah,
What you do to make that bitch better? Put a little salt on it, right?
that's a fact.
Balance that shit out. You need a little salty with the sweet.
Can't put a sugar on everything.
Exactly. Sugar don't work on everything. I had to drop that bar real quick.
I feel it, bro.
You know what I mean? But,
We let that shit marinate for you.
Yeah.
For dramatic effect.
what country wine you say? Let that sizzle in your spirit.
Keep going.
Yeah, man. Goddamn, where the fuck was we at?
I don't know.
We
bro.
went from talking about T.I.'s helicopter parody to self-love.
But doesn't it
It's all
all
love,
go
baby.
together?
It all
mean,
is
yeah.
aligned, brother.
I will say with the T.I. thing, one thing like Ray was saying earlier about, nothing's sacred anymore. I think with parenting and as a parent, I think like you can have your opinions and stuff, but at the same time, like I wouldn't do shit like that as a parent, but
no.
at the same time, like, I mean, that's how he parented.
All you can do is
whether
use them
it's-
as an example of
Right.
what not to do.
Exactly.
I don't want to be a parent like that, so I'm not going to do that. Thanks, T.I., for being the guy that I don't want to be,
Right.
in that specific situation.
And in the midst of berating somebody, I just teach them. Please
Yeah.
teach them. Because at the end of the day, you're berating him because you want him to correct his actions.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
And that's something, honestly, that's wrong with the whole outrage culture that we have in the first place. Is like, everybody want to get mad at somebody, but nobody wants to go that one extra step to maybe make that person better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
and
one
then
thing.
When they do correct themselves, they're still, no, you did this bad
exactly.
shit. We're going to hold this over your head.
Forever.
We're not going to let you change. We're not going to let you improve.
Which in some cases is needed to happen, but
most definitely.
Not all cases.
Not all cases.
I think the cases that you need to keep that over their head is minuscule compared to cases where you don't. Like, I mean, this situation, like, if he changes that up, I mean, who am I to say, oh, well, but you did that back then? I mean, okay, that's old news.
Unless they start to show symptoms of that behavior again, there's no reason to bring that shit up again.
Exactly. Because once you've grown, like, don't bring that person back to where they were.
Exactly. They trying to get past that. Mm-hmm. Or hope, like, that's what we're hoping for.
Who am I to hold you back to who you was in 2009? You know what I mean? That's a whole different you.
We talking about a decade. If that person ain't changed in a decade, then yeah, hold that person accountable.
Exactly.
But if there's obviously signs of change, then what's the point?
Just my final thoughts on T.I. I think one of the things that's off-putting about it is, as transcendent and forward-thinking as T.I. has been, as a trap, the founder of trap music, we still have to understand where he came from. And understand he's still a 40-year-old. He's a 40-year-old man, and a lot of the ideologies from his day weren't necessarily to go check up on your daughter, you know, with a gynecologist, but it was to keep your daughter from doing anything sexually. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So anything that falls under keeping your daughter from being sexually active was the go. Especially when you're a 40-year-old man, they're not thinking forward thinking and progressively as we are. So I think that's one of the things to consider. But T.I. has to understand that when you hold all these mantles, like, you know, societal social justice leader, you're gonna have to take responsibility for, I guess, different movements as well. Like, it can't just be, okay, I'm a racial justice warrior, but I'm going to fall short of being accountable for women's rights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. It kind of needs to be, like, all encapsulated.
Yeah.
Right? Fair enough. Yeah, and then,
but you're not going to be perfect. Like, you just got to learn.
Exactly what you said. He's not going to be perfect. None of these people are fucking perfect. Like, the second we can take these people off a pedestal, understand that they're human, they have flaws that we really might disagree with, and that's okay.
At the end of the day, it's just a person just like me and you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
certain interests of ours are going to align. We're going to have some extreme differences. Is what it is. I'm not friends with the man. Are y'all friends with the people? If y'all was friends with the people, then I understand the outrage. But y'all not friends with these people. Y'all don't know these people A from Adam. Stop it. But you know who y'all are friends with? A lot of small business owners, you know, burgeoning business owners. And I get it. It's a little bit more inconvenient to go with these small business owners, but you see where your dollar goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you just help somebody pay a bill. You help, you know, put their kid in whatever school they trying to put them in. You put, you know, food in their stomach. You know what I'm saying?
You can give your money to a shitty corporation.
Exactly. That, you know, treat people like shit. Like, I'm not going to lie. I get, like,
paying pennies on the dollar,
bro.
You know? Because,
like, a lot of times, like, people, they get mad at me because, like, I'm a frequent shopper of Amazon. I'm not going to hold you. I do that shit a lot, right? And I know, trust me, I know how shitty Amazon is to people, bro. Overwork they people, underpay they people. And while just
not only the business strategy of going in and basically trying to X out, like, people's products.
Yep.
You know, that they put on their shit.
Then they go state to state with the tantalizings of, oh yeah, you know how much revenue you're gonna make. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't tax us. No, they want both. And then they can't get both because then they're like, all right, yeah, we'll just go to the next state over. And now you're missing out on this great business opportunity.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's trash. And like,
I mean, they're just the same like Walmart.
Yep, just like Walmart. Except, honestly, a lot more cutthroat.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Because Walmart, all they did was like, and I hate to say it like this, but just basically destroy small towns. At this point, like, they ruining like lives on a national scale. Like,
I mean, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like, big cities are getting fucked up. Look, like, people in small towns and whatnot getting fucked up at the same time. Like, it's
like little town I'm from. Like, ain't nowhere to go but Walmart.
Yep,
that's the only place you can go, and you're gonna see everybody you know in that motherfucker.
Exactly. And then I don't know, it's just a little bit more personable. You know what I'm saying? When you buy from a small business. Like if the only thing that stops me with small businesses a lot of times is the convenience factor. That's literally it. If it was just, and I know this is just laziness on my part, and I acknowledge it. I'm trying to fix it slowly but surely. But like, if it was so easy for me to just literally just, you know, open up my phone and just order something from a small business, like any time of the day that I wanted.
But I think that's okay to have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? I think it's okay to be able to say, because like one of the biggest things this makes me think about is I literally have not eaten Wingstop in probably 4 or 5 years around that.
God damn.
Because I was done with them. After the last time that I ate Wingstop, I was done with them. Small-ass chicken wings, paid too much fucking money, and boom, Wing Cafe is here.
Boy.
Local business. That's where I'm going for my wings from now on.
They feel a fucking niche.
Facts.
And I'll say that a lot of times, like, it's harder to find a niche with these bigger businesses. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's easy to find a niche with these small businesses. Like, they will make oddly specific shit for you. Yeah. Like, literally, I just bought soap that has magnesium chloride in it.
Nice.
Right? You're not going to find that often in big stores.
Right.
Or bigger business. But just because I knew what I was looking for, this is what that person made the product for, like with people like me and mine, it works. And now everybody wins. I get a product that I really want, and she, you know, or they get compensation for, you know, said product.
I think you just got to find your pockets where you can, like, use the small business, because I think generally most people want to support small business, and especially local business to you. And I think you just got to find where you can and where that fits into your personal lifestyle.
Yep. Honestly, and I'm trying to get it to a point where I can spend like 70-30.
70 small business, 30 big business.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just for stuff I know I'm not probably going to a small business for. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like toiletries. Not even toiletries, like mainly like just necessity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Because like, how many small businesses you know that's going to be making like shower caddies and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, or toilet brushes or plungers and whatnot. I'm not expecting a small business to do that. If I can find one that does that,
and most of these big businesses have already cut out all those businesses that made shit
exactly.
Like that. You know what I mean? We live in a day and age where shit like that, there's almost no choice but to go big business. Because why take time out of the day to? That doesn't even make sense. Almost. Why take time out of the day to make these little simple things where Walmart's got it for $1.99? So how am I going to compete with that when what it takes to make that for me is going to be
literally what they selling it?
Exactly.
Yeah, what they selling it for. And now I got to sell it for $4 just to make some money.
So now the only people that are coming to you are the people that are going out of their way to support the small business, which granted, like, kudos to those people, but we're not all going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
also, because, see, this is something else, too, that, like, kind of made me think about it. I was thinking about the funeral businesses, right? And how, like, I think, what was it? I seen an article that said, like, 60 to 70% of them are owned by a single entity. That's ridiculous. Like, funeral homes. Like, you mean to tell me what I thought was personalized and was, you know, owned by this family for X amount of years isn't them? Like, they got bought out. A lot of these, like, funeral home companies got bought out in the 90s.
Funeral business. That's
funeral
shitty
making
game,
a killing.
Man. Yeah, that's a shitty game.
I can't.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah,
going through that process a couple times, like, just it's so shitty how they like how much everything costs and stuff in there. Like, it's like they're there for you, but they're not there for you. You know what I mean? It's like it's they try to be super personable and all that shit, but at the end of the day, it's. Honestly, it's not. You here to get your money, and that's about it.
And that's why, like, a lot of times people look at me crazy when I say this, but, like, me personally, for myself, I don't believe in a funeral. Like, if you want to have a memorial for me,
I feel
that's dope.
I feel you.
But go ahead, cremate me.
Especially because some of these funeral homes, like, I guess I've only dealt with one, you know, where I'm from, but, like, they don't really respect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't respect what you want or what, you know, is going to happen. Because, I mean, both funerals that I've been, like, a part of, they've done something that we didn't want. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is a one-time thing. This is something that is, like, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? When you're burying someone that is close to you, you want everything, all your wishes respected. And if it's not, like, what am I dropping $60,000 for however much that them shits cost. Because funerals are
Oh
expensive.
yeah, no, bro. A
as
cheap
fuck.
one is like 10,000, bro.
Yeah.
And bro, and see, and that's the whole thing. Like, I fundamentally have an issue with actual like funerals because it's kind of, I get it, you know, and now I understand if like, you know, you want to hold a memorial just for the person's body and whatnot. That's cool with me. But the whole embalming process and then buying a casket, like, what are we using all this? Like, do you know how much space we could save if we just cut out cemeteries? You know what I'm saying? Because at the point, you're just paying homage to that person's shell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, like, people are always going to want to be able to go to where said person is buried and honor them there, and
that's just where I differ. You know what I'm saying? Not to like
you.
sound like, oh, I'm different.
Why not just, well, and not to sound insensitive, but like, why not just have the stone?
Headstone.
I'm not opposed to that. And honestly, me personally, like,
I feel like, not sorry to cut you off.
Oh,
bro,
you good? You good?
But I feel like they're gonna start having interactive funerals or interactive grave sites. I think it's gonna be something where they're doing something digitized. I think one day like that's gonna come into play.
Yeah, I mean they're
I
already
definitely see that.
Yeah, they're definitely already working on like uploading people's consciousness like to a hard drive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, like
crazy as
computerize
fuck.
your brain somehow.
It's gonna be some type of holographic shit.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah, which I'm so cool on.
Yeah, me too. Cause even like, with cemeteries, like, after my grandma passed and I went back the first time after the service, like I don't like that. That's weird. You know, like that put me in a weird mental
state.
space, and I don't think that really. And you know, obviously, it's no disrespect to any loved ones or anything like that, but I don't think that I really. If I need to talk to you, I can talk to you. I don't gotta go visit.
I don't
your
need to see
headstone.
where your shell was.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because like you're saying, it's just a shell, and you know that, and that's almost the most fucked up process to me. Like personally, it's just like I'm just visiting the shell of you. Like I don't need to visit the shell of you to know I'm talking to you, or you know, just
That's my main thing, right? Because I just find it wasteful. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
That's
I feel
all it
that.
is to me. It's just rather wasteful because, like, I feel like we could just, if we just, like, cremated the person, like, if you wanted to keep an urn of them, that's fine. That's perfectly fine because guess what? That you're being space conscious. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it just takes up too much time, money, and resources to me when you're going through and putting people in caskets. Like, you know how many trees are getting cut down for that?
Yeah.
So on and so forth. All these, like, blocks of stone. Like, this isn't just easy, replenishable resources.
I would almost be more down, like you saying, all these trees getting cut down and stuff for that. Well, why not a memorial tree? Or something like that.
Every time.
Because that's beautiful. That's like somewhere where like
full cycle.
you don't one, full cycle. Two, you're not like going to visit the shell of your loved one. Because that
you're just
now
thinking
that you
of
bring
death.
that, I'm glad you put it that way because now that you say that, like that's really just what it is. And like for me personally, that just fucks me up mentally.
Exactly.
So
Because
something like that to celebrate them through something that's productive for me, my kids, my grandkids, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's a whole lot, wider perspective than just, a headstone and a casket in the ground.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, all I'm thinking is you could, instead of just thinking of death when you go, because that's all you're surrounded by when you go to a cemetery, right? If you planted a tree there, you're going to see life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you, like, brand new hope. So, like, you're going in there with a better mindset.
I think people actually do that.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people do. And which I'm, like, I think that's dope. Like,
Yeah.
Because at first, that's, like, I wanted to be like cremated and have my ashes spread over the Missouri River, but then I was just like, nah, Missouri River mad dirty. Like you ever seen that shit? It's mad filthy.
You a
bro.
dirty nigga too, so
I mean, but yeah, bro, don't remember me as a dirty nigga in death. I'm in my purest form in ashes, bro.
I mean, shit, bro. You can smell that shit.
Exactly.
I mean, that
I was
shit is
just
gross
like-
as fuck.
I was
yeah.
just like, yeah, bro, I don't want to be associated with shit.
Northtown be smelling like shit sometimes.
When you going either way, dog, you going to the
I
city.
mean, yeah,
or
that's
coming out
true,
the
too,
city, you
yeah.
smelling like straight ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You fart?
Real shit. Hey, bro, you smooth. You got somebody in the car. You check yourself like, bro, did I let one go? Nah, wherever like your family is, or if like your family happens to have some land, just have them make you into a tree. Basically, put you with a nice little seed and boom, bloom.
I think once our parents pass, traditional funerals are gonna.
Oh yeah, they out the way. Yeah. Especially because I hate to say it, bro. Yeah. You ever notice how cheap millennials are?
Hell yeah,
we mad cheap,
bro. Because at the end of the day, with us, especially like our age group, we are almost a mirror generation of depression babies to a point. Going through the recession that we went through at the time in our life that we went through. Yeah. Because that's something that I've always noticed financially. I'm a lot like my grandmother was. And like I might store some money here or there, put it in a drawer, and that's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
hiding them acorns.
Yeah, because we went through some shit. 2008-ish around in that time. I mean, we saw some sky high. We saw some bullshit, and we know what it's like. We don't want to see that again.
The real estate crisis. What nobody house worth shit.
Exactly. So I think that's interesting with us and people that grew up in that time.
That is some real interesting parallels right there.
All right, moving on to round out the podcast this week. We got our NFL picks. We'll wrap up last week. Bad week for myself personally.
Papa Schro is a peasant. Peasant Schroeder until further notice.
Oh shit. Oh. Fair enough.
Shots fired.
I've been talking reckless these last couple of weeks, and your boy went 4-8 this week on his picks.
Goddamn.
Can't do that when you got a 1-game lead. Can't do that. Man, Roddy Ray 9-3 last week.
The God.
Solid fucking week.
Yeah. Or Rayco. That's what we gonna call myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. EDJ 8-4. Rated R Randy 6-6.
Did y'all see Ray with the pick of the motherfucking week though?
Yes.
You said what?
Ray with the pick of the week.
Pick of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, what was pick of the week, Ray?
Baltimore over New England. I called that shit.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
He called in a favor.
Yeah,
I called it
inside trading.
Oh man, called in a favor.
Shit, nigga, if I got clout like that, I wouldn't be on this podcast with y'all niggas.
Or at least it'd be a little bigger.
I'm telling you, it'd be a whole lot bigger. We had some bread in our pockets. You hear me?
Fair enough. So, with those records last week, that rounds us out at first place now. Rowdy Ray was 63-38.
Yerp.
Your boy Papa Schroeder 59-42, second place. Rated R Randy third, 58-43, and rounding out our list at 57-44. EDJ.
Hey, that's still good though. We all 500.
Yeah,
over 500.
Yeah, we all right there.
All right. Okay. You're right. I'm back on my bullshit. You niggas are peasants. Till further notice.
Fair enough. So this week, we already passed the Thursday night game. Oakland beating, L.A. last night. I want to say San Diego. I still want to call them San Diego every fucking...
Hey, bro, but did you hear Dean Spanos trying to take a stand against going to London?
Fuck it. Nobody here wants you. Why not? Literally, though. Who in America? Yeah.
Yes. Stupid.
That's gross.
I'd be quicker with fucking Mexico City, but fuck.
Why not?
London? Mm-hmm. Just mainly, bro, just the logistics. Like, that's a 12-hour flight every time they want to play.
Yeah.
That's terrible. As opposed to like a normal 4-hour flight, because that's how long it takes to go coast to coast.
Yeah.
Transcontinental. Mm-hmm. You gonna triple that? Fuck no. I'm sorry, I put that in the fucking Players Association. No team can go over. Like,
if they do it, they have to expand the league, essentially. Vastly, yes, because you're gonna have your own. That's gonna have to be their own entity almost. You know what I'm saying? Because you have these weekly London games that we see, but then you need to have at least.
Low key, they need their own league.
4 to 6 teams. Yep. I wouldn't say own league, but basically like their own conference, essentially. Make a third conference.
So you're going to put 4 new teams into the NFL?
Well, let's say you take the Chargers. You take, I don't know, who else is out? Jacksonville damn near plays out there all the fucking time.
That's a fact.
Take them over there. Florida got enough fucking teams. I mean, I think you probably have enough teams that really don't have a huge amount of support where they're at.
Do you think we could just add 4 new teams? If they
could also add, yes. So the league is at 32 right now. I don't see why the league couldn't be 40 teams. That's 6 new teams. You take maybe 2 away. That's an 8-team conference over there. And what if you take 2 away, take 1 from the NFC, 1 from the AFC, that leaves there's 4 teams per division, so you got 12 teams per conference. So, I mean, that makes 11 teams per conference.
Games,
8.
ain't it?
Yeah, but
Longer playoffs.
relatively to the NBA at least, and the NHL, the NFL playoffs aren't huge. I mean, it's only 12 teams that make it into the only other major league that has less teams is Major League Baseball. So they only have 5 per American League and National League, so a total of 10. And in the NFL, you have a total of 12 teams, because you have 6 per conference. And even if they make their own conference, you've got if you have 8 teams, I think that at the end of the day, it could work out if they really, really actually tried to expand rather than shipping one team off to the UK. You guys think that? Because honestly, one team out there, I don't know if that would really work.
No.
I mean, you have your London games, but to really have a team play 8 and 8 there and back, that's
Too much.
That's a little bit of a stretch, you know?
Yeah.
And then who wants to play in London? They're not gonna sign any fucking free agents.
Exactly.
That's not a thing. That is one thing that would really hinder any team that would move over there. But anyways, let's get into the actual picks. First up, we got New York versus New York. I'm rolling with the Giants on this one. What you guys feeling? Jets or Giants?
New York.
Fair enough.
I can't lose, bitch.
Fair enough. But the Jets lost to Miami last
That's
week.
actually
So
a fact. No, that
ain't no way I'm touching
That's
that.
a literal dumpster
I got
fire.
the Giants with my
Facts.
dog Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes and Saquon.
We all going Giants. EDJ had the
Saquon.
Giants. Atlanta at New Orleans. We all rolling Nola.
Nolans.
Yeah.
Nolans.
I ain't got no faith in them.
Baby.
Yeah, everybody going Nolans. Kansas City at Tennessee. Patrick Mahomes will play.
What it?
Andy Reid just announced he will play.
He will
On
play.
his,
Yeah. After supposedly having a dislocated kneecap. Why?
Why not?
This is why I'm wearing some Chiefs gear. I'm cursing the Chiefs. Y'all are not doing right by the mixed Messiah, and until y'all do right, everything will crumble.
Fair enough. I really don't want to see Pat on the field until Eric Fisher
He
gets
doesn't
out.
need to be on the
The
field.
oracle has spoken.
Against the tennis.
Yeah, against the Tennessee Titans.
Okay. I'll be seeing y'all next week.
Ray going Tennessee. We all going KC. Other than that,
Get this nigga out of here, bro.
Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Cancel this bitch. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good? Baltimore at Cincinnati. Going Baltimore. Action Jackson gonna get that dub.
I think not Baltimore. Excuse me. Cincinnati is.
Can we say Lamar Jackson's the real deal now? Please?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I was about to say
Me personally, I never didn't like
you was just more so playing the devil's advocate.
No, but I'm
that.
not.
But
I'm-
at the same time, like, just all I'm saying is prove yourself. Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't have talent or anything like that. He just gotta grow. That's all. I mean, he's a young player in the league, and he's gonna grow to be better. I actually, right before our episode that we did on debating Lamar Jackson, I tweeted out saying that I think at some point he's gonna be a top 5 quarterback in the league. That's not now, but
Right.
eventually. I mean, I have no doubt that motherfucker has a lot of talent.
He
You
top
know?
10 right now though.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
think
fair.
So.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's fair.
But I wasn't saying that even out of a place of, saying you were hating on him.
Oh, I feel
I
you.
was really just saying, like, it looks like they're finally scheming him perfectly.
The right way.
Like, they're actually building around a runner the right way.
Facts. Yeah.
And with that, he's growing into a quarterback, a passing quarterback. But you still know what his strengths are.
Exactly.
And that's what I think I think a lot of coaches failed to do that with previous
'Cause they're lazy.
with running
They're
quarterbacks.
lazy.
Well, and like it's me and you was having a conversation about it someday this week, but Ray, talking about like I just kind of have to accept the fact that running quarterback is the way the league's going.
Yeah.
They're gonna be running just as much as they're passing, and like to me that's somewhat irritating because it's like I want to see you throw the football. You know what I'm saying?
This
Like
nigga's a quarterback purist. Just like
kind of.
Nah,
a little
just like
bit.
with point guards, bro. You got less than 10 assists? What the fuck?
Yo, that's a fact. If
See?
you got less than 10 assists
Look,
as a point guard,
he
you're a
old.
shitty point guard.
Cuz. If somebody pull this nigga out the 60s, bro.
Right.
That shit dead.
Bob Cousy head ass.
Real shit. I'm cool if my point guard want to drop 20 and 5. Like,
I make a point guard all the time on my player, and if I don't go 10 and 10 every game, I'm disappointed in myself.
sad.
Yes.
Nice Steve Nash number.
Hell yeah.
Real shit.
But anyways, that's besides the fact.
Mental
I just
illness.
gotta adjust my viewpoint, and especially like because there are quarterbacks that are still like that in the league, and just like even like with Pat Mahomes. I mean, he does a lot of like I don't mind you running around and stuff, but I want to see you throw the ball.
No,
you're there to throw the ball, and I want to see your talents as a.
He just does it more so like in like an improved Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He can maneuver around the pocket and roll out if he needs to, but that's not what you see him for.
I guess at the end of the day, I just want to see you, rather than you fall back on. It's not that you're a running quarterback. It's that in the moments of high stress, I want you to fall back on your arm more than you fall back on your legs. I think is my personal.
I think if you have that gift,
if you got Lamar Jackson's gift,
hell yeah.
it's
I feel you.
When I tell you, it's nobody in the league that runs like Lamar Jackson.
dog.
The only one that I say is close to him, like just being able to just break out of the pocket and run, is Kyler Murray. Because that boy fast.
That boy is fast.
He's fast, bro, but it's different.
That's a fact.
Bro,
it's different.
Because
but
his acceleration, mad different, bro. This man will stop on a dime and then go back to 40 speed with, like, not missing a step.
Talking about Lamar?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Right.
Low-key, you would think, like, the human body shouldn't be able to do that, but his does.
And the only thing I'm really comparing them is breaking out of the pocket and making that initial just, I'm gone.
Yeah,
You know
because,
what
like,
I mean?
they make a quick look survey and out of there.
Because Kyler Murray, when I watched the Raiders game in the preseason, and he did that a couple times where he just, nobody open? Okay. And it's just like, well, fuck, how do you stop that? Linebacker 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, like,
shit, I gotta get over.
Yeah,
he's scrambling to get over there.
You automatically have an advantage.
Exactly.
You know
And
what
then
I mean?
by the time the linebacker gets there, he's sliding.
Oh yeah, and you got at least 5 yards.
Yep.
If not, if you hit the edge, you might get a first down. Especially with that level of speed with Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray, but
And that shiftiness that they
And that's
both
the thing.
possess.
That's the thing with Lamar Jackson. He encompasses all parts, all aspects of the speed.
Exactly.
Like, he's like if Michael Vick and Dante Hall was at quarterback. Well, Vick was at quarterback, but with
combine
the
there.
with the joystick ability, like it's crazy. And he doesn't take hits.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
Exactly. No
and you know
punishment.
what? That's one thing nobody talked about when we was debating his talent. He is a smart ass runner,
Very smart.
and that's something you can't teach. You can't teach that.
You can't teach that.
I mean, I guess you can, but at the same
It
time,
takes him forever to learn.
But to be that young and at that age and already understand where I am on the field and where I need to be. Do I need to slide in this situation? Do I need to duck out of bounds in this situation?
One of the smartest quarterback runners is Russell Wilson, and even then, you'll still see him take a hit.
Yep.
And you like, Russ, come on, man.
I mean, I think that's one thing that we need to work on with our quarterback in Kansas City. You know, I love the effort and love to watch it, but at the same time, like already we've seen that's not gonna last, and you need to recognize that just as much as we do because I know you want to win. We all want to win, but if it's gonna cost us, our franchise quarterback, I'm all right with that. Either way, moving on. Buffalo at Cleveland is next. We all went Baltimore, EDJ, and all of us here went Baltimore on the Baltimore-Cincinnati game. But Buffalo at Cleveland, I'm rocking with Buffalo after Cleveland lost to Denver last week.
Yeah, Cleveland is under construction, and
They're a dumpster fire right now, but I'm
going
going Cleveland. They're a dumpster fire right now, but I'm going Cleveland.
All right, everybody got Buffalo.
Needs to prove himself.
Randy got Cleveland, so at least something a little different. Arizona at Tampa Bay.
Famous Jameis.
Yeah, we taking Tampa across the board. EDJ got Tampa Bay as well.
Picks, the usual.
Yeah, probably.
the huge
Touchdown, 2 picks.
Oh no, it's gonna be like 3 touchdowns.
Think so?
4 picks.
Yeah, you're right. Because really, what they got at running back?
Ronald Jones. He's actually started to look better.
Well, yeah.
He put on some weight, and the whole thing is like basically like Bruce Arians has made no qualms about basically saying like, we're not really trying to run the ball. I'm running an air raid offense, and that's it.
Right. I mean, that's not their strength, so.
Exactly. But
Fair enough.
Yeah, but like they know, like I think they starting to realize that they can lean on them if need be.
Detroit at Chicago.
I have no faith in Chicago until Trubisky's out of there.
Yeah, I think that's how we all feel. Yeah. We got Detroit across the board.
I'm done with this dude. Get him out of there.
And it's coming out that Nagy wants him out too.
Yeah, he just can't outright say it.
Oh yeah, no.
But
mean,
yeah, you can like in coach speak if you can read it. Yeah, he's had it.
go ahead and
Imagine going from Mahomes to Trubisky.
man,
Hey,
tank the rest of the season if you're in Chicago. Trade him for Teddy Two Gloves.
actually, you know something? I even thought of something better. Tank the rest of the season, right? Trade that potential pick that you're gonna have to Carolina for Cam.
That's what I've been hearing.
Ooh,
I've been hearing
that's not a
people
bad
say,
idea
I've been
either.
hearing people
Already proven quarterback.
Yeah.
Who, I mean, I'm gonna be real. He's better than Teddy Bridgewater,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah,
More dynamic. You can have more fun with this offense.
yeah. The only reason I would take Teddy over
Mm-hmm.
Cam is because I feel like I have maybe a bigger upside with Teddy. A little younger.
I
He's got-
feel you. A
you know what
higher
I'm saying?
ceiling.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
say
yeah.
this. I'm just going off Matt Nagy because basically he just wants a guy
And
that's
being
not going
under
to turn
the
up.
tutelage of Drew Brees.
That's
yeah,
true.
Exactly.
Only thing, if I'm Matt Nagy, I'm going for a higher floor rather than a higher ceiling.
Fair
and
enough.
Cam has
Because
a
you
higher
wanna win
ceiling.
right
I'm trying to
now,
win
yeah.
now.
And
This
that's
defense is
a
not going to
quarterback
last
that's-
me forever.
Yeah, that quarterback's taken a team to a Super Bowl, so I mean,
He's been there.
Cam has been there.
But how is Cam going to be Cam again?
Yeah, can he hold
that's
up?
also
That's the
true.
only scary part. Yeah,
That's another reason why
I
I'd
feel
say
you.
go Teddy
and then
over.
you can probably get Teddy for cheaper.
That's another reason I'm
I'm-
going
I'm
Teddy.
not
I mean,
mad
it
at
just it lines up a little bit more.
More
I
so
think
towards
for Teddy.
But I hate to say,
personally.
I think somebody's going to end up paying through the nose for both of them. Honestly,
Yeah,
because
that's true.
quality
Shit, if
quarterback
Kirk Cousins can get the money he got, both of them deserve all the money in the fucking
I know
world.
we talk a lot of shit about Kirk Cousins, but and deservedly so.
Yeah,
Nick Foles is really a finesse god out here, dog.
that's a fact too. If Nick Foles and Kirk Cousins can get that kind of money,
Facts.
both them motherfuckers need to be paid through the ceiling.
Who up next?
So, either way, yeah, we all got Detroit. Everybody on the show. Miami at Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm
should
still
take
not
care of
picking Miami.
Yeah, I
going
I
Colts.
feel like everybody's had
And
their
the Colts are at home. Yeah,
everybody's had that spicy
Mhm.
pick. Like, yeah, I'm choosing Miami.
We all got burnt.
Yep.
So yeah, if somebody would have went last week with Miami,
Would've
maybe
had
we would have seen somebody go Miami. Everybody's going Indy, Carolina at Green Bay.
I'm going Carolina.
Nice, the lone Carolina. Everybody else going Green Bay.
Run CMC should go wow.
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah, he is nice. The Los Angeles Rams at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm not excited about that game in any way, shape, or form, but I'm going Rams.
Rams, yeah, same. EDJ's got Pittsburgh. Interesting enough, Pittsburgh is at home in this game, so
Huh.
I guess that's probably how he rationalized that. Sunday Night Football, Minnesota at Dallas.
If I'm not mistaken, Dallas is over 500. Kirk Cousins doesn't perform
I'm
well
pretty
against teams over 500. So I'm going Dallas reluctantly.
I feel you. I'm going Minnesota. I'm the only one going Minnesota on this one, just for the simple fact of them losing here last week, and
like
how
they
they
need to get
lost.
right.
Yeah, they're gonna bounce back from that, I think, and really try to prove themselves. You know,
I'm not mad.
one
at
of
it.
them games, kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Makes sense.
Monday Night Football rounding out the week. Seattle at San Francisco.
That should be a
Last
game.
undefeated team.
That's a fucking game.
That's a fucking game. The
But
Niners are real.
Niners are real, but
Dangerous.
yes, this man is having an MVP level season.
He's an MVP, hands down. At the moment.
At the moment,
Yeah.
yeah. Just seeing what that team is.
And I would love to see him win an
That's-
MVP, man.
honestly, especially if he beats this scary 49ers team. Yeah, he's my leading candidate.
You know what? And thinking about that right now, let's take a little pause.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 12, when we was talking about Russell Wilson, saying if he deserves the money or not, I think we got our answer.
Yeah.
I think we got our answer.
Every damn dollar.
Every motherfucking penny
Yes.
that motherfucker
He earned
is
that shit.
earning right now and has earned. But and like we talked about in that episode, I mean, he is really what's carried this team through all these transitions
All
and shit.
of them.
And they're still one of the top teams
Because
in the league.
this is the crazy part. You know that's an actual rebuilding team.
Hell yeah.
That's a
Legion of
rebuild.
Boom is gone. It's over.
Done
That shit dead.
Right? And they're still good.
And they're still good.
Also, I'm going to say this.
All the offensive line problems they had.
Exactly.
I mean,
have you also seen this too, though? This man put a black queen in his life, and his life just increased exponentially.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just connecting dots.
That's a fact.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. So.
Hey.
Randy gonna be the lone man going San Fran in this one. They are at home though, so I mean I can see
Randy,
it.
so you endorse white nationalists?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Got my answer, y'all.
All right, with that we ending the show. This has been another edition of the Schrobank Show. Check us out, social media, you know the deal. YouTube, we back on SoundCloud, of course. So wherever you want to listen to us, just make sure you tune in.
Rated R Randy does not like black people.
My eyes deceive me.
Or is that a nigger telling me what to do? Ladies and gentlemen, Showbank Show.